Hey everybody, welcome back. So recently a company called Rogbid, R-O-G-B-I-D, reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to take a look at their smartwatch. You guys know I kind of have an obsession with inexpensive smartwatches. So I said, sure, why not? Send it out. So this is the Rogbid Tank S3. I have not taken it out and looked at it yet. So we're going to do that together. It really doesn't have much information on the box. There is a picture of it. See if we can get the camera to focus. There we go. That's pretty good. So there's some information on the back we can look at. I'm going to take it out. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to get it charged. And we can also go over to their website and see what they claim.
So here is the watch on Rogbid's website, the Tank S3. You'll see it is currently $89.99. If I can score any kind of coupon or discount code for you guys, I will put it down below. Comes in two colors, Tech Black and Magic Blue. And you'll notice this changes not only the band color, but it changes the case color and bezel colors as well. Tank S3 Indestructible Companion claims to have a titanium case compared to the inexpensive one from the $20 one that looks like it from AliExpress, which has a zinc alloy case. Has a IP69 waterproof compared to IP67 on the $20 one. Now, I'm not going to tell you I know all the ins and outs of these IP69 ratings, but the first number, in this case the 6, is it's dust tight, dust cannot get in, and then the 9 is the waterproofing. And I believe 9 is the highest level that you can get without adding the K on the end, which is, I think, a German standard, which has to do with temperature of the water and condensation and that kind of stuff. IP67, in my opinion, basically means it's splash proof and rain proof. You can wash your hands wearing it. You can wash your hands with it on. You can go out in the rain. IP69 means it can actually be submerged to a decent depth for a certain period of time. 680 milliamp hour battery, IP69, 10 atmospheres. Titanium case, health monitoring. This is the exact same chipset, the RTL 8763 EWE, that's in the $20 AliExpress version of it. The chipset, honestly, is probably one of the least expensive parts of the watch. The quality of the components that it's built out of and the quality of assembly and quality control is going to be a lot more costly. Mill certifications, and yes, misspellings are still intact in this. Here's all the stuff that's supposed to be part of this, military spec standards. I have no way to test any of that. I honestly would consider this watch to be good enough for you if you're doing pretty severe outdoor activities. And the only way to tell is to put it through it. All these different sports modes. I mean, yoga, probably curling is in there as well. A little bit silly, I think, but there it is. Who knows? Maybe you have some oddball sport that you love and you'll be happy to see it in there. It's got also got a higher resolution than the inexpensive AliExpress version of it. 320 by 386, and I think the AliExpress version is like 240 by 280 something or other. So there is that. Ultra long last battery. If it's really 650 milliamps, it ought to easily last 10 days. Every one I've had so far with a big battery does. Bluetooth voice call. I mean, all this stuff is part of that I guess it's a Realtek chip. I'm just interested in seeing what other functionality they could have added into that other than just the higher grade materials and testing standards that it goes to. Here is some more information about it you may be interested in. It is a Realtek chip.
We'll see if it'll start up. We'll get a first look at it. We'll get it on the charge. And oh gosh, it comes with a nice thick manual. Let's see what languages we have here. Well, nice pictures. App installation. It uses DaFit. as the app, which I actually prefer. This is a Realtek chip in here, and it looks like it's the same chip as the previous couple of watches I've tested. I actually like the fit. It's a goofy name, but it works well, and it also synchronizes with Google Fit, which I also like. So that looks like a pretty decent manual. We have multiple languages, so it looks like only the first like 14 pages of it are a single language, in my case English. But that does not look like a bad manual. It's always nice to see a manual, decent manual come with one of these. And what do we got in here? Probably cables. This looks like it's probably going to be our charge cable, and it is a magnetic charge cable. Let's hope that it has decent magnets in it, because one of the last ones I've checked, the magnets were pretty weak. Here we go. Here is the watch itself. Comes on a rubber strap. One thing I'm always interested right off the bat, is the strap going to be a standard strap or is it proprietary? Because I'm not a big fan of proprietary straps, and as you can see right there, the strap is not proprietary, plus it has quick release pins in it, which I like. Let's see what the size of that strap is. That strap is a 22 millimeter strap. So that's good to know. Feels nice. Feels like a nice soft silicone strap. I like that. The styling on the strap is kind of not my cup of tea, but I don't hate it. Oh, it's got a crown on it, and it turns really easily. Okay, that might not be the worst thing. The back has some kind of, I don't know what to call that on the back. It's not stippling. There's the charge connector. Let's get this out and see how this connects to it. Does that snap in really good? Oh, that snaps in really good. All right, I like that. That means I won't have to like balance it specially. Is there some type of, yeah, there's plastic over that. Let's get that off. All right, looks like we have the typical sensors on the back. And let's see if it'll turn on. Looks like we only have the one control. I don't see any other controls or buttons on it than the crown. And the crown says R on it. Oh, for Rogbid. Yeah, Rogbid. So does it click? It does click. Let's see if it'll turn on. I felt it vibrate. And there is your opening. Please tell me it doesn't change screens when you turn the crown. It does. Okay, well, it doesn't turn as easy as that other one did, but you can actually kind of feel a little bit of a detent, so hopefully that won't become an issue. I actually like a couple of these faces. That one's not bad. That one actually I like a lot. Yeah, I could live without that one, but some of you might like it. That one I don't care for. I'm assuming we have the typical, yeah, this is that Realtek chip. I now have like 3 or 4 watches with this chip set in it, and I actually do not dislike it at all. You swipe down to get to the settings, you swipe up to get to notifications, you swipe right multiple times to get to all your different activity readings and health readings and weather, and you can add or subtract things from that. So yeah, this is very familiar to me. And then you swipe this way from the watch face to get to this menu where then you can select all the different things. There's no sports button on it or anything like that. The button clicks to get you back, and the button also clicks to get you into the activity and sports mode and all the different things that gosh, there's a lot of them, aren't there? You can select, and you can change how this appears. And I'm sure the touch screen is there too. Yeah, this is that Realtek chip I've become very, very familiar with in the past few watches. And so let's get this, what did it just do? Let's get this on the charger. It's telling me it's fully charged, but I want to get it on the charger so we can do a real battery life test on it. I got to change some of these settings. Let's see, brightness is turned all the way up, and I almost never use that. I use about halfway up during the day, and then at night I turn it all the way down. And didn't want to do that. Back button not quite working. There we go. Not quite working the way I'm used to. Settings. Where is wrist raise on it? It's probably going to be in the display settings. Quick view. They're calling it quick view, which is fine. I've got to get the auto sleep off of 5 seconds because 5 seconds drives me crazy. 10 is where I normally leave it. For this review, I'll probably wind up setting it to the max at 30 just so it doesn't keep turning it off on me like that when I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. So yeah, that'll affect battery life too to some degree. But let's get it charged all the way up, and then we'll get it synced with my phone. I've already got the app called The Fit in the phone, but I will show you how to get it too. I'm sure there's probably a barcode, not on the back, but there's a barcode in it someplace to get it. But you can get it out of the Android App Store or the Apple App Store. It's just called The Fit, DA-FIT. Okay, let's get this watch synced with the app. So as I mentioned, the app is called The Fit, and it has been used by several of the previous watches I own. So it's already on my phone. There it is, DA-FIT. You have not linked a device, so I'm going to say add a device. And there it is, S3. This app, I have never had a single bit of problem connecting a watch to this app, either on this phone, which is the 2023 version of the Motorola Edge Plus, or my previous phone, which was a Samsung Galaxy S10. They just automatically do. So I'm going to say connect to the S3. And it's giving me some instructions here. Ensure normal use, blah, blah, blah. All my permissions are set to use this. I don't have to do that. So I'm going to say just continue to it. Pair with S3. Pair. Let's take a look at the watch faces real fast on it. One thing I'm interested in seeing is how many watch faces how many of my watch faces that I want can I put on the phone at once? Because all the other ones with this chipset, there was only one you could swap. The others were baked in and you couldn't remove them. So let's pick one. Let's go to Face Gallery. Let's see what we got. Well, these don't look the same as the other watch. I'm seeing some that look very similar. That's the one that I'm currently using on the other one. Let's put that one on it. And let's apply. Are we changing? Yep, looks like we are. It says loading. There we go. Every watch I've had that uses this chipset and this app, the face can take anywhere from 10 seconds to 30 seconds to change. On the other watches I've used with this app, of the baked-in watch faces, they're the ones I seem to like the least. And the one I can swap tends to be that comes with the one I seem to like the most. But I'm one of those people that if I can find one watch face I like, that's all I care about. I don't change watch faces a lot. As long as there's one I like that I can get, that I can see that looks good to me, that's all I care about. Yeah, I actually kind of like that one. We'll leave that one on for now. And I'm going to get this on my wrist, and we'll come back in, I don't know, Monday. We'll come back Friday or Saturday. So it is Saturday morning, and I have been wearing the Rogbid Tank S3 watch for 5 days now, non-stop. I have not taken it off. I wore it while I repaired the swamp cooler on the roof of my house, and I wore it while I worked on the engine of my wife's Cadillac. First, let's talk about the things I really do like. and that is the build quality. The look and the feel of it, honestly, I just, if I could make a smartwatch myself and I wanted a rectangular format, I don't know that I could do better on my own than this. I love this angled, sharp edges, appearing industrial look. It really makes me want to wear this watch. I also love the build quality. It feels rock solid. This watch feels like you could pound nails with it and it would just not care. This one here, this inexpensive look-alike, $20 look-alike, this feels like if you dropped it on the concrete, it would probably break the case open. This one feels like, I said, like you could hammer nails with it. I love the premium materials. The build quality is fantastic. I like everything about the look of it except one thing, the silver crown. You guys may know from one of my previous videos, I just do not see the point of a rotating crown on a smartwatch. To me, this is like getting some absolutely beautiful satin black murdered out motorcycle and putting a chrome zinc Kickstarter on it. I mean, why? Why? To me, it ruins the look of it and it has no place in it. But other than that, and I mean, I could fix that. I could make that a dark color, and I probably would if I wore this a lot, because I just think that chrome looking rotating crown is out of place. Now, that being said, the rotating crown does not rotate on its own like one of the others I tested. It has little detents. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a faint click and a definite detent, and I have not once thought that it has rotated by itself. On the other hand, and now we're kind of delving into the things I don't like too much about it. You know what, before we get into that, let's take a look at the rest of the functionality of it. It works exactly like the other smartwatches that have this chipset in it, and I really don't have any issues with its functionality. Now, I did just recently reset it within the last few hours trying to solve a problem, so all the steps and things that I had recorded in the last week are not there, and I'll tell you why I did that. But all of this functionality does work correctly. No problems at all with that. So it works like all the others with this chipset, which is a good thing because they all seem to work really well. So let's go back to the rotating crown. If I rotate the crown this way, it shows me all the watch faces. I think all of them, and it might not. It's kind of hard to say. If I rotate it this way, it only shows me these two. Not sure whether it's supposed to be that way or not. I don't really care because I never intend to rotate the crown. Another thing about the rotating crown, well, let's take a look at this. If I rotate the crown on this screen, you can see the actual mechanics of the crown is fine. It's not the click stops or the functionality of the rotating mechanism that has to do with those watch faces. Maybe I should have read the manual better. Maybe that's something that's supposed to be there. I don't know. Another thing I don't like about the crown is that there's no way to turn the screen off. You press the crown to get to the main screen, where most of them you would press it again and the screen would power off. This one takes you to the menu. So there is no way to turn the screen off. So if you have it set to 10 seconds and you turn it on, you're waiting 10 seconds for it to go off. There's no way that I have found to make the screen switch off. That drives me nuts. Here's another thing about it. If I go deep into one of the menus, say here into settings and into display, and I change something here and I want to go back to the previous screen and change another thing on that screen, I can't. I press the button once, it takes me all the way back to the watch face. There's no way to just step one step back. Honestly, I just don't think that should work that way. That's not the way I'm used to them working, and it's just very frustrating when you're trying to make multiple changes in the menu. In between every change, have to step all the way out to the watch face and then go back into settings and dig back down again. This all goes back to my not liking rotating crowns on watches. That being said, you might like rotating crowns. You might think that that's just the coolest thing in the world. And if you do, hey, that's great. And see, sometimes here it just, I don't know, this switching of the watch faces with rotating the crown, it just doesn't seem like it works the way I think it should. Now, here's another thing with it. I charged, when this watch arrived, it said it had 100% charge. I put it on the charger and it said 100% charge. Um, 5 days of wearing it and it shows 100% charge still. If I look at it on the phone, which is synced with it, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the app on the phone here. If I look at the app on the phone says it's 100% too, and I've had 5 days of nonstop use. So it can't be at 100%. And I have tried to charge it recently and it still says it's at 100%. And that's why I reset this watch not long ago, because I was trying to solve some of these issues which I'm seeing with it, and unfortunately it did not fix any of them. Here's another issue with it. If I want to change the watch face by swiping, if I swipe too far to one side, if I swipe off the edge, it's now locked up and it's going to reset itself. And this isn't something that happens occasionally. This is something, and a lot of times the settings will go back to where they were yesterday. So, you know, now it changed my brightness, and if I swipe this way and do the same thing this way, it does it again and resets itself. So there are absolute definite issues with it, and see, it changed my brightness all the way down. It might have changed my timeout back, and of course I have to go all the way back into settings to change two different things because of the way that crown works. Auto sleep, no, it left auto sleep at 30 seconds. I keep it set at 30 seconds to make these videos. So while the watch does work well, it definitely has a lot of little annoyances in it. And this could be a firmware fix. This might just be something that Rogbid could fix with a firmware update. They can't fix the chrome crown, obviously, but the menu, the way the back button works, the problems with it locking up, and the battery always showing 100%, that's something that's probably could be fixed with a firmware fix. So, because I know that it's not built into the chipset, because this one has the same chipset, and this one doesn't do it. Of course, this one doesn't have a crown, but this one doesn't do it, and it's the same chipset. So, what's my final opinion on this watch? I gotta say, I'm going to repeat it again. I love not counting the crown, I absolutely love the look. I love the build quality. I just love the quality, heavy duty, super sturdy, ability to take anything feel of this watch, but its functionality falls short of what I would expect from a smartwatch that costs 4.5 times what the cheap one costs. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this watch. I want to thank Rogbid for sending it out for me to take a look at. If they get a firmware update to this, I will certainly let you know. If Rogbid says, hey, I think we sent you a lemon, can we send you another one that works right? I will let you know that too. And thanks you guys for watching my videos. I will put links below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.